Yeah, so this interview happened between Tucker Carlson and U.S. Ambassador to Israel, Mike Huckabee, and it happened just in a matter of hours. It didn't last very long. Understand you were instrumental in bringing that together.
You know, I was having lunch with Tucker, I don't know, 3 or 4 weeks ago, and I was showing him pictures from Israel. And he said, God, I'd love to go. And I said, let's go. You should come. And he said, I don't know. You know, there's been a lot of tension. I'm not sure I would be welcome. But he said the president himself had urged him just the day before, go to Israel, go see the prime minister, try and smooth this over. Like, this whole thing has gotten, you know, really dicey.
And this is President Trump you're referring to.
Yes,
He's telling
yes,
okay.
This is what Tucker told me. So I said, well, if the president wants you to go, you know, you got to come. A couple days went by, and he said he had reached out to the prime minister, and the prime minister had not returned his phone call, was not, you know, very excited about, I mean, you know, whatever. Didn't call him back. I'll leave it there. I don't know what the reasoning is. I had said to the ambassador, who also thought the whole idea, you know, is if you come to Israel and you actually experience it, you have a different point of view. And the things that Tucker has been saying recently, I know the ambassador for sure does not feel like are accurate reflections of what is going on here. So he had said it would be great to get him over. And I said to the ambassador, well, you know, the whole thing stalled. It's up to you. He reached out via X and said, why don't you come talk to me? Tucker, to his credit, said absolutely. The negotiation started from there. I was not in on that part. It ended up being at the airport for whatever reason. I don't know. You know, Tucker's in Europe doing a lot of interviews and different things. They came in, and it's going to be on Tucker's network. And I'll just say, you know, it was fascinating. It was a lot. You know, Tucker asked a lot of questions that I know Americans are asking. And, you know, Ambassador Huckabee really corrected him on things that he's heard Tucker say that just aren't accurate about how Christians are treated here in Israel. It was tense at times, for sure. But hopefully, you know, the president wanted it to kind of turn down the heat. I'm not sure that was achieved. Maybe it was, but there you go.
Does it seem odd that he was here? He was at the airport, yet he just flew back out rather than actually going in and experiencing something because Tucker's been here before? Yeah,
I mean, that would have been great. I know that he, on the way out, he talked about, you know, that he was detained at the airport. I would just say on my way in, my luggage was dumped out. They went through my passport. I always get pulled into the room that he's talked about. I don't know what that's about. I think it's about a country that has people come in and blow stuff up. So I think the reason why it is very safe to come here, and I've been 8 times since October 7th, is because they're serious about security. So I don't know if he feels like he couldn't come in, that he would get a hostile reception. I really can't speak to that, but I know he was distressed about how he departed, and that's how I get in and out every single time. And I don't take it personally because I you know, haven't done anything that makes me feel like somebody would, you know, be prejudiced against me. So
welcome to Israel. Security is paramount.
Good.
Now, you were in on the interview while this was happening?
Yes,
okay. Is there any part of it that stuck out to you, any question, any response that, you know, that's a golden nugget?
I can't do that. I know I would love to. I can't do that. It's between them. It's between them. But it was good.
Did you get a sense as what is driving this narrative by Tucker Carlson? It's been going on now for months that Christians are persecuted by Israelis here in Israel.
I really can't speak to it. You know, I've watched some of it. I haven't watched all of it. I'm a Christian who has been to Israel, as I said, 8 times for long periods of time. I've shot 2 documentaries. I have never had anything but the warmest reception. When I'm here, I go into the Old City every single day. I've never had anyone, either Arab or Jewish, threaten me in any way, spit on me, any of those things that he's talked about. I haven't seen that. I've gone to Bethlehem. I've gone to Hebron. You know, I've been in Gaza envelope. I haven't seen any of that. At the same time, I've been to Saudi Arabia and, you know, walked down the street and had them scream, "Go home, American," and I can't say the next word. You know, I've experienced a lot of hostility in other places, but never here. And I'm Christian, so I don't know. I can't really I don't know what's giving him that impression. He says it's the people he's talking to. So.
Well, let's talk about that, because you're a journalist, and
Yeah.
you could find people to fit your narrative. Is it a selective process to get these people on? Because I'm a Christian. We've had this Christian bureau here, CBN News now, for decades.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to speculate on how he's getting there, but everybody has the right to their own opinion. America's a democracy just like Israel, so he can say whatever he wants. And I think that's also what this was about, was an exchange of ideas where he's going to say, and Ambassador Huckabee is going to correct the record where he thinks that he's wrong. And frankly, Tucker's going to ask the questions that a lot of Americans are asking that can be shocking to people here in Israel because they already know the answer. But to people there, they think Israel's killing loads of babies every single day. They really, really believe that they're intentionally blowing up kindergartens because they're kindergartens. They really believe that they're committing genocide. So as outrageous as what Tucker says feels to people here, it just tells you what's going on in the media. It's a symptom of how people are being tricked in America, and it's where my mission comes from. So I don't blame Tucker so much as the machine that is feeding out this completely false narrative that I came and found was completely false. So, it's about us doing a better job of getting the truth back to the U.S. It's hard because their machine is, frankly, it's got a lot of money behind it.
Yeah, and that machine is?
I mean, it's Hamas, it's Qatar, it's Iran, it's Russia, it's China. There are two teams on planet Earth right now, and you know who's on one and you know who's on the other. And people in America have gotten confused, and they have been tricked into thinking that Israel is not on our side, and that somehow, terrorists have some connection. And I don't want terrorists to have a connection to the U.S. I mean, in fact, when I was here doing my film, and I spoke to somebody who identified himself as part of, as part of a terrorist group, said to me, at least we've landed on the campuses in America. At least the kids in America know the truth, is what he said.
Yeah.
So it's a frightening prospect.
Now, knowing Ambassador Huckabee, having interviewed Ambassador Huckabee, I'm sure he held his own in this interview and spoke the truth.
Absolutely. 100%. He was fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Melissa, thanks so much.
Thank
Appreciate
you
you being here.
Thank you.